Now hold up, pause, booze. Why y'all listening and not subscribed yet? Go ahead, click that button. Don't have us over here giving all this good energy for you to disappear next week.
It's your girl, Ali Ringo.
And LA Nice.
And this is
That Quiet Storm.
Hey, boo.
Hey, girl.
You ready? Yeah, girl.
Don't you look like Madeline Monroe running for president? She is the president. She ain't even running.
Madeline Monroe.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Lil' Kim, Madeline Monroe, President, Madam.
Or as my daughter said, one of the rich ladies from a Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah.
Which I should add, none of these were the goal when I decided to.
You look good. You look good. I love it.
You have torn
so good.
You have torn me up.
Yes. Look at
all day.
Look at the cameras. You look good. Come on, Flip.
Thank you.
I love it. You look like you went to go see Brandy and Monica.
And I went back.
You did. So, what's the vibe this week? We haven't asked this a long time. Like, on season 1, we usually check in all the time. But what is the vibe, Lil' Kim? All right, I'm sorry. Callie.
Every time I think I'm going to get like an
I'm over it.
You said that like the last
I know, but it's so cute and it's so funny. And I didn't even come up with Lil' Kim's. I just was like, I see it. And I couldn't put it together. I was like, she looked like someone. And she said, look. I said, yes.
Great. You know what? She was.
Yeah, she the one in that. Look at that album. Don't she? All right.
I'll be there.
All right.
All right, y'all. So look, if you're new to us, you really should go back and watch so you can know what we're talking about. My ex came in town to spend time with our daughters for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we have not talked about this.
And I talked about briefly how my girls and I were going to celebrate his girl. Let's give a little backstory.
So I was about to say, let's give it a backstory, okay? Because you went into it, and I was like, wait a minute, let's bring it back.
And I'm struggling in how to start it.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Look. Okay.
If y'all couldn't tell.
If you haven't watched the previous one, I'm going to give y'all a little recap, okay? We basically talked about love, my epiphanies in love, and how that looks and what my foundation is, and a few other things. So you got to watch. And one of the things we talked about was our boundaries. We talked about my boundary being inconsistency. Like, if you don't have consistency, thank you. Wish you well.
Yeah.
And then I agreed with her boundary was that ambition, that hustle, wanting to leave. And my segue was that legacy. But we don't want to just minimize it with just two boundaries, like one each.
There actually was another boundary. And what you're talking about, remember I told you, I did actually say that first.
Okay.
When we were talking about boundaries. But it got edited out of the airing.
Yeah.
But I did. Okay, it was wardrobe reasons, y'all. But it didn't make the cut. Okay. It didn't make the cut. But I did say something about that, and it has drawn us.
Let's get into it.
Okay.
How do we feel about cheating? Now, hold on. Because look, it's so much. Because ironically, with our last episode, I was driving the kids to school one day and they came up with 2 topics. And one of them was based on boundaries. And it was Sarah Jakes Roberts. She was having a conversation with her dad. And I believe he has a new podcast out as well. And she was a guest. And so they were talking about cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And she mentioned how she caught her ex-husband. Apparently, outside of their home,
This is Sarah telling this.
Yes,
Her ex-husband.
her ex-husband.
Okay.
She was outside of her home and she was like, they were like having a gathering. I don't know if it was a lot of people there. I don't know if it was just her and her immediate family. Like, I don't know the details, right? Got to watch that too. Okay. So she was like, it's been a long time. He hasn't been back. So let me go outside. She goes outside and she sees a female in the car. And she walked up to the door or up to like the window and was like, what you need with my husband? Got in her car and hit them. Yeah. Sometimes we not always saved, holified, sanctified, however you say it, okay? Is what she was basically saying. Don't act like, wait, we just be in church shouting and stuff. We live real lives,
She
okay?
hit them with her car.
With her car. I think the cops was called and everything. Y'all gonna have to look it up. I can't give all of the, cause baby, I said, that's why I ride with my Sarah. You better, girl. But, you know, we changing. We're being changed.
I appreciate
We're growing.
her honesty.
But let's get into it. So you talked about it, but we had to edit it out. What's the tea?
Okay. In my telling everyone that my girls and I were going to celebrate my ex-husband's lady, while I appreciate everyone's saying, oh, that's so good, you know, that's the way it should be, there are a couple of points here that I feel like I must emphasize.
Mm-hmm.
One being that this is not just my ex-husband's lady. We've been separated since 2021. We were not divorced at the time. And in 2021, she had been his lady for about maybe 4 or 5 years. 6, something like that, years. And the thing is, someone would probably say, why is this relevant?
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't this just a rant or a rave or a
I don't think it's
thing? But
I don't think it's even a teeth-telling thing.
it's one thing.
Story.
It's one. Yeah, I get that, but there is an intention behind it. I do have intentions behind things like it. I received some comments. This is the way it should be.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the way it should be for the kids. And it should always be this way. And we are very, 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 very big on our transparency and rawness being something that helps someone.
Yeah. Because they're going through it too.
It's not for entertainment first. That is not our first objective. If that were the case, we would be talking more about gossip and not about our lives.
Correct. That's not what we've been on.
No, it's not. And
real
so,
life scenarios.
Right. Real life scenarios. And so I know that there are people, women, men, whatever, there are people who are finding some kind of relation in the things we are talking about. We're either discussing the journey that we're on, a journey that we overcame, or maybe even something for the future. So someone has gone through it and we are trying to be real and raw for that reason. And the Bible says they were overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. So if this is my testimony, I want you to know if I can get over it with these details, so can you.
Okay.
So now that we've gotten that out of the way as my why, disclaimer also, I can only hope that my ex-husband and every other person who's either been hurt by me, you, or someone else is using some type of platform to share their story, how they got over me.
Even if it's not,
Because I need getting over. Amen.
even if it's not a platform,
Mm-hmm.
whether you go to therapy.
Absolutely. Well, that's
Whether you
platform.
okay, right.
Yeah,
Whether you
talking
talking
to
to
the therapist,
your
right.
best friend, if you chat GTT.
If you're subliminally posting online, whatever you need to do for the things and the ways I hurt you, no matter how bad they were,
Yeah.
feel free to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Receive your healing, even if it's from me.
That's part of it.
So this is not a, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Get your healing.
Absolutely.
We all need it. Please release it.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Get your
So in the meanwhile, until you decide to, we're gonna tell ours.
We're gonna tell ours.
Okay? All sides of it. I'm down for that.
Amen.
I'm going up to my shit.
Amen. Shoot. Amen. So considering that this woman had been what we would just go ahead and call my ex-husband's mistress for quite a long time, there was zero interest for me to build any relationship with her.
Yeah.
Like ever. And anything that had to do with her was in the context of the girls, my daughters. So I would encourage them, try to get to know her. I told them a long time ago.
If you want to call her, I remember you saying that.
I said, if you want to call her mom, I said, there is enough love. I'm okay. I was very secure in who I was to them. And I was secure in who he and I became.
Yeah. And you didn't even have wanted to interrupt any type of relationship.
No.
That can build on their own.
Thank you for saying that, because I did not.
It's how it should be.
I never showed up at the house.
Okay.
I'd like to say something. I am educated and have my degree, IT. Okay. I can find out things. So I knew where she lived. I knew all of her email addresses, birthday, her children's names. And I can keep going from there. I'll stop there. But I knew everything. Never showed up. Did I ever go to her house?
No. Nope.
Never blew up her phone.
No.
Never emailed her. None of those things. Yeah. I did change the Hulu. So tea time.
Oh my God.
One day on my downstairs TV, the Hulu was up and there were these different names. And one of my daughters says, Mom, whose names are these? It was her Hulu account, apparently, that had been logged into, which, again, I'm not mad about that now. Listen, child, if I got somebody's Hulu, and if at the time I had a nigga's Hulu, and I would have entered it in too, but I probably remember to get out of it. But anyway.
Right.
So,
a little bit more logical.
Mad about it. You get it. Especially if we ain't have it, baby. I'm glad you did what you did. But, so I didn't go on the Hulu. I wanted to inflict pain. And I was like, how can I do that? And I did not just want to just call him out. Like, what is this?
Right.
I wanted her to know. So I went onto the Hulu and created another profile under her account that said Homewrecker. And I think with that, might have said Homewrecker or so-and-so is a homewrecker. I won't say her name. Or it might even say something like, I'm a homewrecker, or your mom is a homewrecker. It was something like that. Listen, ruthless, honey, toxic. And I want to say in less than an hour, he was blowing me up like, why did you do that? Yeah. That was like the only thing I ever did.
I was going to say, was this during the time, like you knew about her? Or was this like...
Yes. I too
first sign.
I knew about her at that time. But when you're in this space that we were in, which was we both were hurt. We both had hurt each other.
Yeah.
So what happened was throughout my marriage, infidelity was a problem. I was a very faithful and loyal wife.
Yeah.
Through and through.
When you say throughout the marriage, how many years?
How many years of what?
Cheating? Or infidelity is the word that you
From
said?
my ex-husband?
Yes.
From the beginning.
And how long were y'all married again?
I think the numbers, you know me, the numbers escape me directly. But
was it over 10?
I'm going to tell you, I believe that. So we got married in 2006 and 2021 is when I left. So separated. Officially divorced was 3, I believe. So 17 years or something like that from the beginning. From the beginning, the very, very beginning. And, growing up, I feel like every episode are these exact words. Growing up in the church.
Yeah.
That was the undiscussed, repetitive trauma.
Yeah.
That us young girls, and I should not say young girls, us young people, because boys perceive that in some kind of way also.
Right.
How that affected them, I'm not a boy. I can't say I would be interested in hearing that. But infidelity in the marriages was and it's a thing. It's not just in the church world that happened.
Yeah, no.
It's not what I'm saying. It happened everywhere. But specifically in the church culture that I grew up in, very few women left. Like almost ever.
Yeah.
I'm talking about physical abuse. Got a whole other family.
Wow.
Like, was that like several boys? The dad was with several boys in the church. And I mean,
oh my.
Very few women left. And I didn't really see it a lot.
Was that ingrained in you all? Like to just stick it out? Once you get married, that's it.
It was undiscussed. What it was a lot of insinuations, misdirections, and honestly, manipulations. Now, I don't believe it was all with some kind of ill intent. I do believe there was some ignorance in there, some lack of knowledge about some things. And I also believe there's a lot of fear.
Yeah.
A lot of the traditions we grew up on was rooted and grounded in fear. Almost like intrepidation. Like there's this, it's an uncharted territory.
Yeah.
To leave.
Did they even talk about what that fear would be? Would it be like being the single mom?
So I can tell you that before it ever got to natural where you're going, it was a spiritual thing.
Okay.
The Bible talks a lot about a virtuous woman, and then you see some of the things these women in the Bible went through, and it was twisted for us to make it like the virtuous woman was that equated the woman who was meek, mild, withstanding. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Forgiving, love, covering, submissive. Like it was
dedicated was the wife to be this.
Right.
Wow. So what's so crazy? I can't even quote it, but I remember when I was looking up Proverbs 31 woman or what it takes to enter a marriage. I did my research for the last year plus, and one of the things that was in there specific to divorce was it's okay to get a divorce if you've tried everything. Like everything. Doing the talks. And I'm ad-libbing here because, me and I'm still learning the word. And it would go into the detail. And I'm going to try to find it. It would go into all these different things. You honored each other. You did everything. You didn't cheat. You didn't and went through everything. But then it was like once all of those do not equate to what a marriage is supposed to be, you can leave.
You can leave.
And it was like, when you told me that, I knew that is a big thing in our world today. Okay, I say world because this is happening in Africa. This is happening in Dubai. Like, it doesn't matter. It's happening everywhere. So it's okay to leave. If we're talking spiritually, religiously, whatever, cheating is cheating.
Cheating is cheating. And then you think about some of those other cultures where it's like, that is not the worst of it. It's men are men. You know how men are.
Yeah.
Or,
You know what? And I've been cheated on with the same person we talked about last time. That was the very first year. You talking to the girl who saw her mom, which we talked about season 1, saw her mom get cheated on, and she instantly left. Like,
you are one of the only people I know that, and I've actually told people that story about your mom.
Yeah.
Because I was the opposite. My dad and mom went through what they went through, and my mom.
And the crazy thing is, like,
never really fully recovered.
And On top of that, was that your mom's only time, or did he cheat several times on her as well?
That was the only, it wasn't the time or the occurrence.
Mm.
It was the
Yeah.
length.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, my mom, as soon as she found out, and I asked her, I think I asked her, I was like, Mom, like, what made you? She was like, I was already over it. So it was just,
That was just the typical.
it was that I see, right.
I think for me, and that's, I understand that. For me, I always felt like when I was married that there is a difference between a situation.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
There is no lesser of two evils to me in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I always thought that there was a situation.
Mm-hmm.
You did this, or you had a situation with her.
Yeah.
And an affair. Because, my married mind felt like neither is excusable per se.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe that was a lie I sold myself. But it felt like a situation, there's no feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You just did what you did.
Yeah, 100%.
And stupidity. But an affair, there's feeling.
Absolutely.
And that is a relationship. You allowed yourself to fall for this person or to go deeper.
Mm-hmm.
You put intention into it.
Yeah. It's not to cut you off. It's kind of why men get upset with females. And even vice versa, when we have an emotional affair, because they know how much we dedicate our emotions into our man at that time, even though they went out and cheated, like they're mad at us because we are building bonds, relationships, like we're having communication, we're getting the chat, we're getting all of the love languages that you couldn't do.
And let's also remember when we get emotionally attached to something, we become like more and more limitless in what we're willing to do, accept, wear, go, think, and then,
like, fuck it, I'm here. Let's go.
I do feel like that finding out my ex-husband was having an affair was exactly kind of what your mom would.
Okay.
Like just now when you said it, I thought about it and I said, I kind of felt that relief. Like I was already so doubtful and so frustrated and so uninspired in our love or whatever was left of it.
Yeah.
The love became more of I care about you so much as a person. We've had so much time together. And man, we got these kids, you are their dad. And very little of you are my person. Oh my God, I want to go out with you. I want to be with you. I want to watch TV with you. I want to have sex with you.
Very intimacy in every way. Emotionally, physically, sexually, like, because intimacy is more than just sex. Say well that spiritually, that was no longer there for you.
When I found out about the affair, because it felt like now to be completely transparent, because I tell this story just honestly, I'm sorry, but not sorry, just because it's the truth. I found out after he found out I was having an affair. I was in a full-on affair. Honey.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. It was not. Yeah. I saw him once or twice. It was an affair. Molded. Marquee.
It was.
In every way you want to say it. And it's crazy because at the time when I started having an affair, I knew nothing of this woman.
Wow.
Nothing of her. I also didn't know about anybody currently active at the time with him.
Like anybody at all. You just thought he was going to work, coming home.
Yeah, things were very...
being the man of the house. And that he does.
And after so many years of all the transgressional situations that I went through with that, I can truly say at the time I started having an affair, none of that was present, or at least that I knew of.
Yeah.
It was like chill.
So what made you have the affair?
I was
no one, or
you know what?
Like, what did you think he was doing too? Because
no, look. So I was inspired again.
Okay.
No, I was inspired.
All right.
I had not.
Okay. I could see that.
To have a man to meet me where I was. I'm a sapiosexual.
Yeah.
First of all, and to have a man meet me mentally where I was so quickly, and to spark my mind,
Yeah.
and to be interested in the things I was interested in, such as my history, my DNA, and God, and growth, and politics, and just things that had what for me felt like substance it was quick.
Okay.
I was quickly inspired.
I could see that.
Oh,
You were challenged to want and do more, pushed to strive for more than just the life that you were living. That definitely, and being a sapiosexual as well too, I 100% understand. Because you have all these years that you've invested again into your husband, into this marriage with these kids, and you're doing what the culture taught you. And what you were like, all right, we're going to just in general, it was like, all right, we're in this marriage. I mean, it's okay.
yeah.
I'm not blissfully in love. But I'm sticking it out. But then the moment someone came to you and provided you everything he couldn't.
And it was tough.
Or anymore.
It was tough. It was it's like a weird dichotomy. It was so weird for me because on the one hand, because I did not know initially that he was in something already, I felt bad, but not.
It's crazy. Say, honey.
I mean, was he not?
Watch my
Was he not?
He was.
And I felt bad because I was like, man.
Yeah.
But then I would go back and I would say, but you've dealt with it for years.
Yeah.
And it's your turn.
Yeah.
Not in I felt like I deserved it or I felt like it was warranted, but it was like it's your turn for grace.
Right. Yeah.
This was before I decided to get out of it. I was like, it's your turn for grace. You dealt with it. Like, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you was kind of my vibe, wrong as it may be. That's how I felt.
Yeah. So look, hold on. How does all of this make you feel? Like, this is a lot to say. It's a lot. And I know you've been biting your tongue. You've been holding your tongue for quite some time now. And now, because I was even feeling away. I ain't going to lie.
All right.
How do you feel?
I cannot be on our show and we preach real, raw, transparent. And the entire time I've been speaking, I've been thinking about my church, people, friends, whatever, and his family. Because it's difficult. I reached out to his uncle one time. We still remain. I love him. Love him so much. Yeah. He's one of the wisest people I know. Okay. I hope, this is not crossing a boundary with the whole divorce, but
shouldn't if he wasn't,
he is literally one and has been since day one. His wisdom, his ability to be, I guess what you would find in Sarah Jakes. Okay. He's like, I mean, he would be honored that I put him on the level, but honestly, he is like so natural. Okay. Real. Yeah. But wise. And this was actually about 3 years ago. I said to him, I want to tell my story. I had a conversation with him and I say, I want to tell my story, but I struggle because of grace. That's what I said to him. And of course, he broke down grace and mercy, or I should say grace versus mercy. But he also was the very first person to ever tell me, it's your story.
It's your story.
And then followed by you and my guy and just other people who, encouraged me.
Yeah.
It's not easy to feel like I'm going to be judged for my story.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's my story. And at 41 years old, I'm learning not to give a damn.
Okay. You better.
About what people think about you. Because you're going to think that way. One thing my ex-husband said that I never forgot, I was concerned about something with his family.
Okay.
And
you said, or you were concerned?
I was.
Okay.
And it could have been what I was going to wear. They were not easy on me.
Mm.
Not all of them, but the majority were not easy.
Based on your experience with them.
Right.
Okay.
And so at the time I was worried about something, and he said, they're going to talk about you anyway.
Mm.
And I said, you're right. So if you have a problem with my story, you were going to talk about me anyway. So, yeah, that's that.
And hold on, caveat. You can't shit what she eat.
Unless we ate from the same place. I'm sure.
Then that's another story.
No, but
okay.
So it's my story. So
yes, it's yours.
I'm glad you gathered me because it is my story, and I was very uncomfortable talking about it. I didn't know how they would receive me, but at the end of the day, if I worry less about what people receive from me as far as that, instead of receive something for yourself in my story, then
we're not people pleasing.
Yes. So then
yes. So
okay.
What was it that you said, fuck it, I'm going to have this affair. I'm going to go and do me. I'm going to live my life. Because we had our season together. And you were married.
Yeah, I loved his voice. Mm-hmm. Now that part was the singing where he did inspire me. Yeah. But I hadn't been that excited.
Yeah.
I hadn't been that excited. Yeah. I lost my attraction to my ex-husband. Wow. By probably the second time I found out he cheated. And then in the first time he cheated, I lost respect for him. I just didn't know it. Okay. I didn't learn that until I was out of the marriage. So the respect is gone. I'm not that attracted to anymore. Yeah. And I started to feel like when we were together, and even if that was together, mm-hmm. I started to feel like, is this how you work with them? Mm. And
so everything you do, everything he's doing, it's like,
but it started
what's
to be
real?
The thing I had to do for me to be into it. I had to pretend to be someone else. So I would pretend to be the woman I imagined
he was attracted to, or funny.
Whatever. It's like it gave me a way to be a character.
Okay.
Because envisioning me in that place didn't do it for me, or I didn't like it. It was like, it didn't make sense. That no longer fit the puzzle piece for me.
Yeah.
That I was the one underneath it. But if I thought about another woman, it was like, okay. That's how I knew I lost respect then. Mm. You with me doesn't even make sense for me anymore.
Right. Wow. Damn. I done lost the train of thought and everything because
I mean, that's the truth.
To have to put on this front to be someone else, like even because I know sex was a big thing for y'all, or in his trauma and your like.
Yeah, I used to ask about the details of the situations, and so people would say things. There's two different kind of people. They're the people who I don't even want to know, and then there were the people who I want to know. I wanted to know every detail.
Wow.
Because one, I wanted to know how we got there. How did you get there? Where was the place you could have, or whatever? Then I would want to know what it was about her that did it for him.
So did you see them, or was it the details that you got? Would he tell you specifically what they look like, or did you see these women?
I would ask. So some of them I would ask what does she look like? Mm-hmm. Because according to what I was told from him, mm-hmm. or even his family, he was into lighter girls. Mm-hmm. I'm not lighter. Or big boob girls. Clearly that's not my ministry. You know what I mean?
But you got that.
Okay. And then
Can't have it, but
God knew. He knew he'd jump along with me, but
she got that. Look at that.
yeah.
Okay.
No, and then, you know, so I would want to know what it was about them that got them. Because in my mind, I was giving it all, not in an arrogant way, or maybe it was an arrogant way. I thought I was a good wife. I'm like, I'm going to look nice. I'm going to wear the lingerie. I'm going to smell good. I'm going to keep the house clean. I'm going to be funny, but I also love the Lord. I don't know if I was trying to be the total package or I thought I was. Or maybe it's both because I still think the total package. And so I couldn't figure out what more did you want?
Right.
Like, I mean, I'm going to be bending over like Beckham, but then it's like, you still want more. I didn't understand what I understand now, which is that sometimes if things aren't right here or even here or wherever, that no matter how much of something you have, it's something else you're looking for. A void you're trying to fill.
I actually saw something.
That's how I didn't understand that.
Very recently, and it said most people look for that casual sex because I know you've experienced with him both casual sex with other people and then this affair, which we're gonna get back into. But as far as the casual sex, when you are sleeping with multiple different people while in a marriage, you're avoiding the accountability there. And you feel like what's fun or what's just
the risk of it.
You know, the risk of it is just like you're fulfilling a void.
Yeah. Very much.
Yeah, you're
very much.
And so it's like, what are you searching for or longing for? And deep down, it's like, did you have the conversations? Like, did he? Because I feel that, and I don't know, in that when you feel like you're going to be tempted, or at least that's something I would want. If you're tempted to want to seek others, and I'm meaning him, but then also your point of view, because you've done it too. What does that conversation look like? Was there a conversation had to be like, I'm not happy. Like, this is causing me to feel like time is now. Go ahead and, you know what I mean?
Good question again. I don't think I knew I was allowed to say I'm not happy. Before I had the affair, I never felt like, because it felt like back then saying I'm not happy is like, I don't want this. Or we're done. We're through. It's over. So, and I will give it to him. He was big on efforts of not reconciliation, but recompense maybe. He was big on that kind of stuff. I'll buy you this.
That was the gifts and
the gifts and all that. And I saw that as high effort because of how, you know, dramatic the gift was, or the gesture, or the apology, or the comeback. So I thought that meant I'm sorry, and made me feel away.
So, and not to keep cutting you off,
No, go ahead.
I thought about this too, because even on the Thanksgiving special, I mentioned, you know, gifts was something that I wasn't looking for because I felt like was you buying my love. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. That is also kind of a trauma response because I could see my dad doing the same thing with knowing he messed up was like, what can I get her? What can I get mommy? What was she like? You want to buy her love so that she can.
You saw your dad doing
He would come to me, girl. I'm 8 years old, huh? Give her some flowers. I don't know.
And see, because right, and because I did, I will not manipulate this narrative as if I didn't enjoy the gifts.
Absolutely.
And that I didn't enjoy the tears.
Yeah.
And I didn't enjoy the big gestures. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you went the extra mile. And then it wasn't like it was cheap gifts either.
No.
He was
Oh, yeah. Yeah, literally. My eyebrows. That was the whole thing, a procedure that with all this.
Yeah.
In the end, it was like upwards of like $800 and something dollars.
He was spending it.
And like a 2 hour drive to get all that kind of stuff.
100%.
I think I took all that as effort, and I made that effort bigger than the action of change.
because you're just going to keep doing it again.
Whether you want to or not, if you don't fix what's going on up there or in here. I do believe, and this is just my story, my opinion of my story.
Yeah.
I do believe that after a certain point, once he realized I was never going to not forgive, he continued to do that.
Right. It made him feel like it was okay.
And so I took from that, and after I had the affair, then the idea of any new man, or not any, but a new man, period, became a thrill for me. So it was like I was having the affair, but then it's like also, and then also, oh yeah. And it filled the void of hurt in my marriage, especially since I had found out about her.
Right.
During this, he found out about the affair I was having. And that didn't go well at all, naturally. It got bad. It got bad. It got really bad. And that pissed me off. Because I was like, I don't think you're not allowed to feel that mad.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
And so that just pushed me more like, oh yeah.
That's why it's like men can't handle the emotional intimacy of us doing the same thing. But he filled a void. Again, like you said earlier, he was the one that just had that stature.
Yeah.
That showed you what a man looks like.
Yeah, it was very, very mature.
Yeah, outside of what you've been used to. Because let's keep it above. Y'all were like young when y'all first got, but so it's like
literally 20.
Yeah. But with that, because I'm not going to say that, because a lot of men out here, even at 20, are still grown.
Yeah.
If you sign up as a young adult to say, I'm going to get married, you should know what that means, what that entails. Like, what is all of that together?
Would not recommend.
Yeah, don't do it.
Okay. Listen,
live your life.
You got a life ahead of you.
Yes, have fun.
Now, are there some? I have a couple friends who have been at it for a long time, and they're doing it fantastic, and I love to see it. The level of work that is required. They say that women mature much faster than men.
Yeah.
I could see that to be true. I've never seen different in most cases, but I do think that even with me, I wish I could have lived more of my life, experienced more. And our reason for getting married, if you would have asked him, why did you marry her? He always said, she was the first woman I trusted. And if you would have asked me, why did you marry him? I always said, he was the first guy to protect me. Protection and trust cannot be
two reasons
that are the fundaments to marrying someone.
No.
Cannot be.
No.
Cannot be. Like, they're not even deep enough.
Yeah.
None of it was founded in love.
Yeah.
Trust and protection aren't founded in love. You protect the little girl you see that you don't even know.
And you know what? That in itself, when you sit back and ask yourself, what is the reason why? And that is what you come up with. That tells me you needing protection means there was something you're running from. There's something that is hurting you. We need to figure what that is. For him, what did you say it was?
Trust. I was the first woman he ever trusted.
Why is it that we're struggling with trust? Who are you not trusting? Who's hurt you? Figure out who that inner child. This is the why. We got to do the work.
And actually, you're exactly right. I told you my very first therapy appointment, the first thing my therapist said is, could it be that you married him so young because he was protecting the little girl in you who got raped and didn't feel protected? And then, and I remember I just booed and cried like crazy because that's exactly what it felt like.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm sure, like you said, going back to his story, somewhere in there with the trust thing,
y'all weren't ready.
We weren't ready. And then the dissolution was very toxic. I did not have that smooth, mutual, like, what's for the best thing. It was toxic.
Yeah.
And his lady friend did not make it easier. because it wasn't easy for my girls in some aspects.
Did they meet her at any point, do you think? Or like, and you didn't?
They don't remember that.
Okay.
I don't think so. And no.
Okay.
She wasn't easy to work with. Case in point, I don't know. It's very difficult with her. Because I'm not bitter, but there's a level of, and maybe, all right, y'all, let's keep it real.
All right. Come on.
Let's cut the cameras for a second and keep it real. I felt like, considering that you were the mistress or are the mistress or whatever,
Right.
you're indebted to be quiet. Stay in your lane.
Right.
Because you know how, as a mistress, your job is to be there for him.
Yeah.
And not as a pit bull for him or a mouthpiece.
Right.
You just console him, make him feel good. That's what you've been doing these years. Maintain that.
Yeah.
I wanted her to stay in that lane.
Yeah.
Let me deal with the father of my children.
As you should.
You know what I mean? The man that I married.
Yeah.
And had all these years while you just soothe his sexual needs. That's what I felt like. Like, stay in your lane. So when she would insert ourselves like in the drama with our children that ensued from divorce, and even his and my communication and stuff, and she would reach out to me about it.
Yeah. And how you were making him feel, or like,
right, like he's a good this and a good that,
but you're not a part of you. None of us are them. On top of that, ask them how they feel.
It every time it felt like I literally wanted to be like, are you slow? Like, are you?
Yeah.
You must be slow, right? That's how it always felt. So, in saying all of that, that was my and her relationship forever, which was just like, he and I would have an issue, she inserts herself. And I just go, God, the Holy Ghost lives inside of me. Do you understand that, Elena? Do you understand that? If anybody ever questions my salvation, I never cussed her out. Two-edged sword, huh? Like, right there, like, baby, I could have wore that out. And I never did it because I always felt like, again, oh, she's slow. You know, so I handled it. And so when he asked about coming here and us helping celebrate her birthday, it was another moment where I was like, is this a joke? Like, is this a joke?
I honestly thought it was a joke.
Is this a
I'm not
joke?
gonna lie. You was like, oh yeah, because we're going out, we're gonna celebrate. And I said, we doing what? And I was just like, okay, and I let it go. He was like, yeah, we're gonna go out. Oh, it's a birthday. Okay.
It was so like, I didn't even have time to really, I just was like, yeah, like, okay. All right. I mean,
yeah, knowing all of the backstory and what transpired, and then all of the things that didn't have to be. Because one thing I will say, my mom and my dad's new wife get along very well. But that's because she did what you said. You know what I mean?
But how long were they?
I mean, it wasn't even that. Right. This was a whole nother situation. But even the lady, even with her, we like saw her when we saw our sister.
Right.
It wasn't, and even that was just like, okay, like it wasn't too much involved. It was just like, okay, that's, you know, my sister's mom.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't nothing more. It was, everybody knew their place in a sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody
just
mind their own business. Here we are. This is what it is. That's between y'all two. My mom made her decision. Call it a day. But when you have someone who inserts themselves into every single thing down to your kids.
Yeah. I mean, no, the kids, and then she's telling me the kind of father he is. You don't know anything, actually. You know what he's told you.
Right.
And the pictures he showed you. That's it. That's literally all you know.
That's the thing. You put so much emphasis. This is why I always want to hear everybody's side of the story. You know what I mean? Because you make an ass out of yourself. When you sit there and really take just one side of or point of view.
I do think that she's older than him, pretty significantly. There were some, would you want to call it generational differences between her and I? So I felt like I got a disadvantage in that way from her because, you know, she feels, because she texted me and told me, in my generation, a good man, and in a lot of our parents' generations, and not saying she is our parents' age. I'm not saying it, y'all. I just know it's weird. I'm not saying that. But a lot of older generations, there was this like, I'm trying so hard to stay the course. A lot of them, the women felt like if he paid the bills and
what was that, in the 1920s? Sounds about right. Age match.
Tell us how you really feel, best friend.
Because what we not going there?
They felt like if he comes home and he pays the bills and lay the pipe real good, he is a good man.
He a good man, Savannah.
He's a good man, Savannah.
He ain't.
Listen, he ain't. He ain't. He got a family down the street.
He's doing the same thing.
Yeah, and I'm just not settling for that. And that does not make a good man. Am I saying Max Hazard was a good man? No, I'm not going to say that. Am I saying he was not mature enough in some areas? Yes. Am I also saying neither was I? Yes.
The difference is you own up to your shit.
Let's talk about that. I have always owned the affair. I've never tried to hide it from the world. Even once he found out, it was very little effort in trying to hide it. Yeah, I tried for a little bit, but it wasn't like going over the moon. Because again, I felt like I was old. That's kind of crazy. Yeah. But you get screwed up, and I felt like I was owed this grace. So let me have this. Let me make it.
Because when you're owed that, it made you feel like what exactly?
Let me make it.
Yeah.
Like when I realized let's get to it. When I realized how fun it was, how much more it's somebody new, it's different sex, it's different activities, it's different.
And then you're doing what?
Well, hold on. So look, when I experienced that, and then when I would meet different guys, and I'm going, honey, child, I was having me a good time. I remember saying, this is what you've been doing?
Yeah.
Now I get it. But you've been doing it for years. So I deserve to be able to get my life for whatever time I need.
Yeah.
But I didn't get that grace. Was he supposed to? Spiritually? No, of course not. I also wasn't supposed to think like that. But naturally, I definitely deserved much more grace than I received. And that honestly, and I'm just thinking about this for the first time, I think that also was what also pushed me to divorce.
Okay.
That I did not get the grace I deserved.
Yeah.
I mean, punch holes in the walls, like called me names.
Wow.
Said I don't think I want to thought for a wife. Yes.
What did you say last episode?
Yes.
The double standard. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I started being accused of all kind of things. It was bad. And just to know that when it happened for me, I took the blame. When he would cheat, I would take the blame. I would pray and ask God to make me the wife that my husband needs to be. I would apologize to him for my making him want to step out, and he would accept my apology.
Accept your apology? You know, it makes... Oh my gosh. Okay, lately, I gotta go by lately. Lately, I've been